Welcome back to the Poultry Doc Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Blayne. In this episode, we're diving into the top 5 chick health questions I get every season. From Marek's vaccination and mushy chicks to mites, medicated feed, and that classic brooder headache, pasty butt. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Poultry Doc Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Blayne, and today we're going to answer the top 5 most common questions regarding chick health. So number 1, where does coccidiosis come from? Well, it's pretty simple, really. So the hen that lays the egg likely has coccidiosis. These parasites are common and they occur in small amounts throughout the life of a chicken. And even though she may not have disease, those coccidia can still be present in her gut. And so there's a strong likelihood that the shell of the egg may have coccidia, the actual coccidiosis on the outside. And that's really going to be the first introduction a chick can have to coccidia. Now, another spot may be if you have a common area or these chicks are exposed to the ground where other chickens have been, those coccidia can last in the environment for years. So that's another easy place for chicks to get coccidiosis. A common misunderstanding is that chicks in a pristine environment can't get coccidiosis. Remember, those oocysts on the eggshell are a realistic source of where the coccidia can come from initially. So don't forget, when you buy chicks, even though they haven't been exposed to any other chickens, there's still a potential for those chicks to have been introduced to coccidia. So we want to make sure that we either have those chicks vaccinated for coccidiosis, which is a natural mechanism to protect them, or we can provide medicated feed to control coccidiosis and allow it to cycle slowly and slow it down, and that way the chick develops immunity. The second most common question, what causes pasty butt? Well, it's really just most likely, we can't say with certainty, but it's most likely going to be dehydration. That's going to be the most common reason for chicks to get pasty butt, and we want to make sure that our chicks are well hydrated. So if you remember back to that first episode, and we'll put a link in the comments, where we dipped those chicks' beak in the water and showed them where the water was at initially when they were first placed. That's a good way to help prevent that. And monitoring their weight. We want to make sure that they're drinking and eating, and we can easily do that by taking accurate measurements of their weight. The third most common question is, why are my chicks dying so young, right after hatch? We commonly call this mushy chick disease, and the reason that's called that is because you'll see that or feel that the abdomen is kind of swollen and tense. Sometimes it's dark. What that is a sign of contamination, most likely bacterial contamination. That can happen either at the navel if it's not healed very well once they hatch, or another common way that contamination happens is by cleaning the fertilized eggs before they go into the incubator. What happens there is you kind of damage that cuticle, and just the water or wetness on the egg can cause bacteria to translocate through the shell and contaminate the embryo inside. So we want to always not wash our eggs and leave that cuticle intact. And then again, if there is a little open navel, we can clean that with a little bit of iodine or chlorhexidine to sanitize that area and prevent any contamination. The fourth most common question we get is, should I vaccinate my chicks for Marek's disease? And I think the most responsible answer here is yes. Marek's disease is super common. It is basically ubiquitous in any environment that has poultry in it. That virus is shed from feather dander or the flakes of skin that come off these birds, and so it's in the air, it's in the environment. It's really everywhere. Even if you have chicks for the first time and have never had chicks on your place before, if you're going to the feed store, picking birds up, or if you're going to a friend's house that has chickens and bringing them in, the likelihood of getting it is really high. There are multiple different ways to vaccinate, and really there's one type of vaccine, the live cell-associated vaccine, that's going to provide protection. You'll see others sold online that you can buy and have delivered to your house. Those are not going to be very effective in the environment that these birds are going to grow up in, or say not effective at all, really. Unfortunately, they're still sold. If you want to have your chicks vaccinated for Marek's, the best thing to do is have those chicks vaccinated at a commercial hatchery that have access to the liquid nitrogen and other things that are needed to store those vaccines and deliver them properly. And our fifth most common question is, why do my chicks have lice or mites or some kind of parasite? Well, I think what most people are seeing when they think this is that those chicks are scratching at new feathers coming in and down feathers coming out. So that can be a little irritating to their skin, and they're kind of figuring things out. So you'll commonly see them itching a little bit or scratching, or preening. You'll see a lot of preening going on as the feathers develop. So I would not be too concerned. Don't start treating for mites or lice unless you've absolutely confirmed that they're there. And they're really easy to see under a microscope, or if they're northern fowl mites, for example, they're very small, but you can still see them. So probably not an issue, probably new feathers coming in. So that was a quick episode this week. Thanks for joining us. And if you have any other questions, feel free to put those in the comments. We always like to get those questions answered and address the community. So with that, thanks for joining. Like, subscribe, tell all your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.